I'm food critic Allan Borgen, member of the Southern California Restaurant Writers. I've been finding the best restaurants in the Inland Empire and Southern California for over 27 years. This is my job. This is my passion. Let's dine out. Hey, food critic Allan Borgen here. Welcome to another fun and food-filled Let's Dine Out show where we take you to all the wonderful local restaurants in our area. With me is Fatima, Emam, who is returning. She's been here before being a food host and met you on Facebook, and you really can eat, so that's why you're with us. So,
boy, Alan, I'm telling you, this is the place to do it.
So stay tuned. We got a great show today, lots of food. First, we are off to a most unique and delicious Italian restaurant in Riverside called Magnone Trattoria and Market. Then we're off to Coronal for some really good Mexican food at Maria's Mexican Kitchen. Magnone Trattoria and Market at Riverside may have changed names over the years, but this one-of-a-kind award-winning architectural marvel is back serving fresh and authentic Italian foods in a most unique setting. The modern and sleek Mediterranean-style decor, large open kitchen, neat display wine rack, and their wine cellar makes this restaurant a must-see and dine-at restaurant in Riverside. Meet owner Doug Magnone and learn a little bit more about Magnone's Trattoria and Market.
Well, what makes our restaurant special is that we are authentic Italian. Now, I know you've heard that before. Lots of restaurants claim that, but truly, this is authentic Italian. The essence of Italian food is its simplicity. The most important thing beyond that is the quality of the ingredients we utilize here. We do everything the Italian way. Everything is scratch made the way an Italian grandmother would make it in Italy. We make our own breads, we make our own stocks. With the stocks we create our soups and some of our sauces. We make all our own desserts in-house, everything from scratch, including we also make our own mozzarella cheese, and we also make our own sausage in-house. All these items are available in our deli case in our market center section of the restaurant. And so you can also get these wonderful products to take home and enjoy and cook with yourself. Many products that are very difficult to find in our region are available right here. We feature an amazing selection of over 150 wines, many from Italy, but the majority here from California. We have a wonderful selection. My focus on the California side of the wine list is in the Central Coast, where I'm finding the best values and incredible quality of wine that beats pretty much the rest of the state. So with that, cheers. Look forward to seeing you here. Thank you.
Okay, Fatima, you ready to eat?
Yes, I am, Alan.
Let's go for it. Now, first, I want you and everyone to know that I really, a lot of people criticize me because I don't speak the language, a lot of different languages. So the Rosetta Stone, I actually got her tapes, and I really started using the Italian, speak Italian. Unfortunately, I failed. So I just want to let you know, don't expect too much. I did try, but
you got your money back, didn't you?
Not only did they give me my money back, they banned me from going to their site again. But anyway, let's start with the first dish. This is called Fiore di Zucchini Rapini. This is $9. This is 5 fresh squash blossoms stuffed with a splendid spiced ricotta, lightly battered, fried in olive oil, served on a bed of arugula, tomatoes, fresh corn. It was pickled, spicy, with a light vinaigrette. I thought this was delicious. I've had squash blossoms before, mostly in Mexican food, but this was delicious. I love the creamy filling, and you just gotta grab it and just eat it. And oh my, I have a whole new outlook on squash blossoms. They're delicious.
I've never had them before. I've never eaten a flower. Who would have thought? It had roasted red pepper in it. It was just a little bit spicy, not over the top.
Well, the corn, the pickled corn, that's what gave the sweetness, but then you had that late kick to it.
Yeah,
and,
a little bit after.
Just a marvelous dish. At $9, you get 5 of them. Great dish to share and highly recommend it.
Very delicious.
Next, we had the melanzane alla griglia, $8. This is a small Italian eggplant that was grilled. It was fanned out, finished with olive oil, feta cheese, fresh basil, and roasted bell pepper. Wow, what a nice, nice appetizer. What I liked about this too, I love Middle Eastern, the way Middle Eastern foods. Baba ganoush, that's my favorite grilled eggplant. And that's what this tasted like. It had the smoky flavor, a little char flavor to it, beautifully laid out. The peppers, everything just came together. My only complaint was it was too small. I wanted one of those big, like the ones I grill that are,
Well, because I ate almost the whole plate.
Well, that's true, but no, this is a wonderful appetizer. And again, this restaurant does things differently than most Italian restaurants do. And a lot of upscale restaurants seem to be the same. This one's very different. And he's a stickler on fresh ingredients, on natural ingredients as much as possible. And it's really back to the basics, farm to table, and he's really into that. And
The feta cheese, I wanted to say this. The feta cheese in most places that you get in the stores and most restaurants, it's very salty. This was beautiful. It was creamy. It was fresh. You could just tell that,
Yeah, it had a little salty kick to it, but it wasn't overly done. And it went together really well with the smoky eggplant.
Yes, it
That's
did.
what I like about it. So, next, the pesce spada. This is $29. Charbroiled 7-ounce swordfish served on a bed of sauteed onions, mint with olive oil, white wine. Now, what I like about swordfish, I love the consistency, the texture. It's thick. It's a nice piece of meat. It's white. It's not full of a lot of oil in it, so you don't get the fishiness of it. Perfect pairing with the onions and mint, which I have never had that before
Who would have
on
thought
fish.
to put mint in there?
Yeah, and like I said, a little butter and an olive oil. The only thing missing was a little bit garnish. I think a little veggies would add a little bit of color to it, but don't let this dish fool you. It might have looked a little bit unattractive, but it was delicious.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was summery. I thought it was fresh. The texture of the swordfish is very nice. It's a very nice meal, I think. But like you said, it could use a little more pizzazz.
A little more pizzazz, a little more color,
Yeah.
so no big deal. They'll do it. Okay, next, the costeletta di maiale, $32. It's actually a pork chop. This is a house special. This is a huge 16-ounce grilled double pork chop with a creamy, rich tomato, shallot, and wild mushroom sauce. It comes with roasted potatoes, fresh garlic spinach. Man, I love this. Normally you expect lamb to be the center of attraction, but this protein was pork, and it was dripping with juiciness. Now, it didn't look real juicy when you look at it, but when you taste it and you cut into it, it was juicy, it was tender, lots of flavor. I love the spinach, lots of fresh garlic coming at you, and the potatoes, a little rosemary on it. And I can't say enough about the sauce. It was creamy, rich, just a wonderful pairing. It was actually a marriage made in culinary heaven.
Yes, it was. I had to go back and try it again because the first time wasn't enough.
Oh, and again, and again, and again. That's why we don't have much left. Thank you, Fatima. Okay, now we have the melanzane parmigiana, $13. This classic dish consisted of 2 thick slices of eggplant. This was first put in seasoned flour, then egg batter. Then it was coated with focaccia breadcrumbs. They make their own focaccia, so homemade breadcrumbs, and then deep fried. Then it was topped with their wonderful mozzarella cheese that's homemade, and a really rich, assertive tomato basil sauce. Wow, I love eggplant parmigiana. This is definitely a great rendition. The sauce just really jumped out at you. It was very bold and assertive, and a little tanginess to it, lots of flavor. Mozzarella cheese is not your package. I mean, they make it here on the premises. It's rich and creamy. The only suggestion I have for this dish is you got to have more eggplant. 2 pieces of eggplant
2
does
is
not
not
do. I don't
enough.
care how big the slices are. We need more of it. Okay, for those of you who know Italian, sorry, I apologize for this, but I'm going to try. This is carcifi fu marinati con tonno. Anyway, it's tuna. And what makes it special, it's from Morro Bay, which is up north, and the tuna is fished by a fisherman, not a fleet of fishermen, one fisherman. And so if he doesn't catch anything, we starve to death here.
It's line caught tuna.
Line caught, and I guess it's a custom-made canning company that all it is tuna inside the can, then it's cooked. So there's no water, no preservatives,
fresh.
nothing. It's fresh as can be. And it's now this is put on by itself on a grilled, it's called Pugliese bread. Whew. It's homemade here. It's not like panini style. It's got artichoke hearts, olive pesto. That's it. It's served with a mixed, it's called a mixta salad with shaved fennel. Now, unlike most tuna sandwiches, there's no mayo, no relish, no onions, no nothing. You got nothing but tuna. I love this. We had a couple of wonderful desserts, but before that, to me, the next dish is one of the best ones. I'd come back in an instant for this one. It's called tortellini, but nothing like you've had before. This is tortellini alla Mantua. This is $12. Oh, what a deal. This is 5 giant house-made tortellini. Now they stretch out their own dough. They have a machine that stretches it out. Then they stuff it with a butternut squash, ricotta, and spice mixture. Then it's sauteed and cooked in a brown butter and sage sauce and pecorino on top. Pure heaven. What was so nice about this, first of all, the size. I mean, tortellini normally are small. These are gigantic.
They're huge.
What was so nice, the first, you cut into it, you get that nice little texture feel. It had a nice little pull to it. So, the dough was a dante. I mean, the pasta was just so perfect.
Perfectly done.
Inside, the mixture, sweet, butternut squash. I love it when they do something, stuff it in products like this, in a dish like this. It was sweet, tangy, and then the burnt butter. I call it burnt butter, but it's brown butter, and sage. That's what it's finished with. So it really is a wonderful ending to the dish. I mean, when you dip it all in and soak it around and just take it in. Oh.
To me, that's more of a dessert plate.
Really?
I would eat that as dessert. It was just sweet, and the ricotta cheese was just...
I'll tell you what, you can have that for dessert. I can have the next two.
Okay.
Next, we have 2 wonderful desserts. First one is tiramisu, $6. This is a nice big square of house-made classic tiramisu with mascarpone cheese, espresso, and lemon. Silky, smooth, nicely plated with chocolate sauce and some berries and whipped cream and a chocolate little plumage, and very, very light, but oh so rich and decadent. And lastly, here's a dessert that's a real treat. It's actually a drink and a dessert all in one. This is called Vinsanto con biscotti. $9, oh my. 2 house-made almond biscottis. And what you do, you get a nice wine glass full of Antinori dessert wine, which is a sweet wine. You only find it, in a region in Italy. And what's so wonderful is you get the biscotti and you put it in there and you swish it.
Let it soak
and
up.
Swish it and swish it. And you know it's done when these little crumbles come to the bottom. Then you grab it and you devour it. And the sweetness of the wine, the almond flavor, and a little crunch of the cookie was spectacular. And just a refreshing, great ending to a most enjoyable dinner.
I was really impressed by that. Like you, I've never had that in my life.
Nothing like a wonderful meal, fresh food, exciting food in an environment that's just calming. And another new twist to this is their patio dining. Like the next restaurant we're doing, it's dog friendly.
Oh, wow.
So if people have a dog, you can actually come here and they'll feed them something.
You don't have to take a doggy bag home.
Well, speaking of doggy bags, yeah, a lot of people say they're going to take the food home for their doggies. Not a chance. This is going to us. So, but this is an exciting restaurant, a restaurant that I will definitely be back to, and I highly recommend that people give this a chance. You will definitely enjoy it. My favorites were the fiori di zucchini rapini, which was the stuffed squash blossoms. The costoletta di maiala, whatever. It was the pork chop, double pork chop. I'll never be able to do language. And lastly, the tortellini alla Mantua. Delicious butternut. Oh, so good.
My favorite as well. Absolutely delicious.
What else do you like? Any dishes?
I like everything, but that and the tiramisu, they stole my heart.
And
they
the wine.
Stole my heart.
And the wine. So.
I'm a sweet person. I love sweets. And I love a good glass of wine, so why not?
It's good stuff. So, Well, you ready to go to Corona for some Mexican food?
I am, Alan, but first, I think I need another glass of wine.
So we're off to Maria's Mexican Kitchen in Corona for some wonderful food that you're really going to enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers.
With the success of their first site in Riverside, Maria's Mexican Kitchen has opened up a new and exciting restaurant in Corona, and what a restaurant it is. As you enter, you are greeted by brightly colored walls and nice Mexican artifacts, lots of heavy wood tables all made in Mexico, and it gives one the feeling of actually dining in Mexico. The menu features many delicious, traditional, as well as original Mexican dishes, all made fresh on the premises. Oh yes, feel free to bring man's best friend with you since Maria's is very dog friendly and will treat them very well in their outdoor patio area. Here is Maria Liddle to tell you more about this popular restaurant.
Maria's is a very special restaurant. Our staff has been with us for a very long time. Some of us have been together for like 20 years, and they make really delicious food. They cook with a lot of love. They put all their might into it and make it look tremendously, wonderfully tasty. Oh, Alan, I got to mention to you something really, really awesome. We have an amazing special every Wednesday. You can order any 2 combos and get one for a regular price and the other is only, for get this, $1.49. You can't beat that. Hopefully we'll see you soon. You'll get to try us and you'll love us and feel welcome right at home.
Okay, Fatima, we just left Riverside. Not too far away is Corona. This is Maria's Mexican Kitchen. This is a fairly new restaurant. They have a site in Riverside, which I've been to. I was very impressed. But I have to admit, looking at the menu, to me it looked kind of boring. It was like, oh, another Mexican restaurant. And, you know, we have a lot of Mexican restaurants in our area. So I wasn't real thrilled about coming here. Plus, I saw the prices, and my first reaction was, oh, these prices, they're high for Mexican food. But boy, have I changed my mind. I've been shocked. This is a restaurant where you can't judge the book by its cover or the menu by its cover.
Right.
Well, enough talking. Let's eat.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with the spicy veggie quesadilla. It was $8.25. This is a large flour tortilla stuffed with lots of cheddar cheese, fresh tomatoes, onions, spinach, and jalapeno, which is optional, but I highly recommend it. It really gives it a nice kick. The whole combination of the cheese, the spinach, the onions, the tomatoes, and again, the jalapenos really made this quesadilla special. Most of the time, most quesadillas are just cheese and the flour tortilla. Boring, but not here. This is a really nice beginning. It was served with sour cream and just a really nice beginning.
You know, there was no skimping on that. When you eat at most Mexican restaurants, you get very little cheese. There was so much cheese in that and so many jalapenos. It was so good. It was very spicy and very delicious.
The next one is empanaditas de camarón and cheese enchilada.
Oh, yeah.
$14.95. What a dish. This is 2 handmade flour pastry doughs stuffed with grilled shrimp, pico de gallo, and jack cheese. It was folded over into kind of like a crescent shape, a large crescent shape, deep fried and served with sour cream, fresh guacamole, and a cheese enchilada. Now, what made this special was obviously the inside, the crispiness of the dough, nice fried dough. You can't go bad with that, wrong with that.
Fried dough,
but with shrimp and everything, it was really good. Here we have the pollo azteca. This is $13.95. This is 2 marinated boneless chicken breasts. Now those are sauteed with their salsa, covered with jack cheese. On top was put in the oven so it melted. It had olives, sliced olives on top of, sliced avocados on top of that. Came with rice and beans. Now this one we had tortilla soup, a tremendous tortilla soup. Lots of chicken, lots of carrots, lots of character in the soup. And the whole dish just worked beautiful. I love the chicken, it was moist, lots of cheese, there's salsa, has a nice kick to it, and they're very famous for their salsa. Everyone loves their salsa.
Yeah, it's very
and
delicious.
This is a quite a unique and exciting dish.
And it was very, very large portion.
Yeah.
It came with your choice of tortillas and rice and beans.
It's a lot, and I know you love this dish because you said, I've got to make this when I get home.
I am going to make this.
So,
Try to at least.
It was that good. And now the enchiladas Azteca, $13.95. This is 2 enchiladas. Now this came with shredded chicken, cheddar cheese, and lots of it, spinach, topped with a delicious, stunning green chili enchilada sauce, and feta cheese and onions. Now you don't expect feta cheese with Mexican food, but it really worked well. I love the whole presentation of it, the sauce. I could have quarts and quarts of the sauce, both the red one and the green one. Just delicious. The green one was a little bit milder. Not that the other one was real spicy, but it just made all the dishes just come together and made it very special. Okay, next one. This is enchilada rancheras. This was $9.95. Oh man, this is 2 corn tortillas. Had cheese on it. It was actually layered with cheese, shredded beef. I think you get your choice of meat. We had the shredded beef. Another tortilla. They're scrumptious red enchilada sauce, more cheese, and then a fried egg, grilled pico de gallo, rice, and beans. What a terrific, inventive item. This is something I thought, again, it just seemed boring. The menus, the description of the menu doesn't bring it out. But I loved it, and especially when you cut open the egg, and all the egg yolk comes out. It's like a burger with the egg yolk, and that's a big thing
It's
now.
a surprise.
And I know you like eggs.
I love egg.
Now, if you like soup, and very traditional Mexican soup, the Sabroso Pozole is definitely my choice, $7.95. This is a big, big, big portion of hominy grits with chunks of pork, lots of it, swimming in a delicious spicy red chili broth, and served on the side with sliced radish, cabbage, lemon, oregano, and black pepper. And what's really neat is you squeeze the lemon, you put a little oregano, put the pepper in, you put everything in there.
Get to
and
do
you
it
just kinda-
yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like menudo, but it's much, much better. And you kind of move it around and just have fun with it, play with your food. Most guys do that. But I love the broth. It was a nice, rich, it wasn't real spicy. I was expecting it to be a little hotter, but it was a nice effort. Now, if you like salads, I highly recommend the Fiesta salad with carne asada, $8.95. Yeah, $8.95, that's it. This is grilled steak, kind of chopped up in pieces, served on a bed of lettuce with grilled corn, black beans, cheddar cheese, crunchy colored tortilla chips with a cilantro lime dressing. What's so fun about this is you mix it all together and you just look at it. You actually don't want to eat it. You just want to look at it. There's tons of color. I mean, you got the corn, you got the black beans, you got the tortilla chips, you got the meat, you got the greens. But boy, it's so good. And you act like, you feel like you're eating healthy. Of course, having a quart of that dressing probably is not the best idea.
Once you hit it with that dressing.
But what I liked about it is you let it soak a little bit into the lettuce and into everything, and it kind of soaks it up. And a lot of people don't like cilantro, but this is a real, has a lot of flavor to it, real tangy with the lime. And it really adds to all the different ingredients that you have in there. And the meat was tender, had a little charbroiled flavor, and just a very nice rendition.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the meat in it. It was, it gave that little bit of extra chewiness to the chips and to the crispiness of the vegetables. It was just a lot to go on in your mouth. I really enjoyed it.
And then we had to have dessert. You insisted on it.
Of course, as always. El panecito. Well, first of all, the dough that's on the bottom is the same recipe that they use for the empanadas.
Okay, so it's handmade there?
It's handmade, hand-pressed, and then they deep fry it.
Okay.
It's real crispy, but kind of chewy. Once they hit it with the ice cream, the whipped cream, the cherries, the strawberries.
The caramel sauce.
It actually had chocolate and caramel sauce and topped with cherries.
And lots of whipped cream.
I couldn't stop eating it, man. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm on a diet. I've lost about 25 pounds. That's why I kind of just said, here, you take it.
I'm glad you handed it to me
And
because
you grabbed it.
I sure
You took
did.
it.
There was no delay there.
No. Now, in terms of my favorites, I really enjoy the empanaditas. Nah, is that right?
No, just say empanadas.
Empanadas, the camarón with cheese enchilada. I love the pollo azteca. And lastly, the enchiladas rancheros. I love their sauces. That's their strong point.
Well, Alan, do you really need me to tell you what my favorite thing is?
You like everything, I think.
I like everything, but you can never go wrong with dessert.
I had a great time today. I think both restaurants were stellar, both very different, but I think that it's exciting, and I think we did good.
I think so too.
Now, this is your second time around. Do you feel this was easy, or although this is a longer day, but and eating 24, 25 dishes, you pretty much ate everything. Although towards the end, except for the dessert, you kind of wolfed down.
Well, that's when I woke back up. I think that was my energy that I needed.
Went to a food comatose here, but anyway, again. Join us on Facebook, on Feed Me 411 Facebook. Like us on there, become a friend of ours, and who knows, maybe you can join us too. Now, like we did at the last restaurant, I think we should end with a nice toast. So I got my ice water here with lemon, and Fatima.
Yeah, you michelada?
That's a michelada?
That's a michelada, and that's all for me.
That's what? Corona?
That's Corona with a splash of lime,
Tabasco?
Tabasco sauce, clamato.
And I got my water.
Sorry, Alan, I'm not on a diet, so.
Well, go ahead and drink. Feel guilty. There's
I'll
two
let you know what it
straws.
tastes like.
Anyway, enjoy yourself. Happy eating, everybody, and I'll drink my water.
You have your water.
For more information on the Let's Dine Out Show, go to kvcr.org and look for us under local programs. You can email me at allan@allanborgen.com, and you can listen to the Let's Dine Out radio show on KTIE 590, The Answer, every Saturday from 3 to 5.
I was going to go cross-eyed in a minute. My teeth were so frozen.
Oh, good time. Good food.
Bravo.